Yo, what up everybody? Welcome back to another Persona 5 Thanks video. In today's video, I'm just gonna be honestly, I'm just gonna be talking about how generally excited I am about new units who come out. And it honestly all comes down to the fact of what Sega has been doing with buffing. Because essentially since, well, realistically Yui, they've been buffing every single character besides like really Marion and Joker. These two didn't really get any buffs, but Yusuke got a small buff, Yui got a small buff. Like all these characters got small little buffs that I've been liking. Makoto, and like they're willing to like change, like not just buff, but like also like even change things. Even though like how small of a buff realistically Makoto is, like her A1 buff wasn't exactly the most amazing thing, but with the fact that they're giving, you know, ailments ailments on her skill 1, so to make her a little less dependent upon Vino. But then when we look at something like Phoebe, where they're like, again, little buffs. I like the fact that they gave a crit buff on her skill 3. I like the fact that they changed her weapon to make it a little more free-to-play friendly, in the sense where we're now able to guarantee cocktails as compared to on TW, where that was a more of a like a R6 kind of thing. And then I know some people were talking about the core buffs. Realistically, the only core buff was mostly, the biggest impact was the shock on skill 1 and a little bit of attack bonus on skill 2. Everything else really didn't change at all, besides like a little number stuff. Like even her A6 change wasn't really much. It didn't really impact anything on how you play the game. But then when we look at what I'm most impressed with, was Summer Closer. Because it wasn't really buffing as much, I would say, as reworking. Because they reworked how her A0 does. It still fits in line with wanting to lose health and gain health, etc., to boost her damage. But now it made it even easier for her to play, I would say. And it now allows you to spam out skill 3 2 turns in a row, which I like. They also technically reworked her weapon as well. I like all these little changes they're doing. And when we're looking at our next unit, Summer Tomoko, I think these are the biggest buffs they've done for a unit, for a single unit. Again, some of these buffs are fake, but like for example, I believe right here, like realistically, I think this one's fake. This increased damage is fake, but this also in convert, so basically taking 25% of the ally's ailment accuracy and converting it to attack, that's new. That's just a straight up attack buff. This A0 change I believe is fake. This A1 change is fake because these are already done on TW. But even right here, whenever inflicting sparks on a foe, permanently increases all allies attack by 2% and stacks up to 15 times. So this is straight up a 30% attack bonus on A2. Again, it's not the biggest deal in the world because it's just an attack bonus, but they're looking to buff like these small A1s and A2s, which is not super free to play friendly, but for us small spenders, it is a little more. I like that. But also like just this right here, also adding, because this is new, this right here is new, added decreased target's ailment resistance and defense by 12%. These little changes, I like it. Again, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but it makes it worth pulling these weapons. Like, because for me, I've said this many times before on stream, her weapon is just a drip hole. But going back to the whole reason why I'm doing this is because they've shown that they're willing to rework how a character works based upon we're looking at A0 Motaha with her weapon. So I'm excited to see what they'll do in the future. So we already know what they're doing with Summer Tomoko or Seaside Tomoko, Moko. But what I'm excited to see is what they do with Messa. Because I know a lot of you guys, a lot of the people who come to my stream are excited about Messa. I'm excited about Messa. I love Messa. So I'm excited to see what they do. And the whole reason why I'm excited about this is that even with us knowing what characters coming out in the future, it doesn't even matter because they can just change things. And so it's nice to know what's coming out, but I still have a little bit of excitement to wait and see what's coming in the future. Because they can change things. So I'm excited to, like, hopefully we can get a Messa rework a little bit. You know, make changes on Messa to make him actually worthwhile. You know, make him a little better than Makoto and Ujima. I would love that. I would love that. I'm excited to see, maybe they change the futaba a little bit, make her a little stronger, and to keep her in line with Anj. But like, even if they don't really do massive changes, because like I said, even the changes they did with Cord, the biggest change realistically was, like I said, a little more attack on skill 3 and a shock bonus on skill 1. These are both all extremely free-to-play friendly changes. They're not the biggest changes or the biggest buffs in the world, but they're a little bit here. So imagine what they can do with, futaba in the future. I'm excited. What about HARU? I said this on stream earlier today. They could massively, and if you guys don't know already, I got HARU and I got her A1 for free due to the event. Claps in the chat for me. Come on. Congrats. We finally got HARU, my main girl from P5. But with it, I'm excited to see what they can do. Because realistically, they could make or break a unit any time. And that's a little exciting for me. And I understand from a free-to-play perspective, it's not the best thing in the world, with these changes. But also from a free-to-play perspective, it now allows more variety. This isn't as much of a set formula anymore, especially with our damage dealers. Because HARU, like right now, HARU doesn't need Tomoko. I would say at the start of HARU, Tomoko is extremely helpful. But when we get more and more characters, Tomoko, or 5-star Tomoko loses a lot of value. But they could mess around and do some little messed up stuff with HARU and make her actually more dependent upon ailment accuracy. Because right now, she doesn't need extreme. I think it's like 140, maybe 150. She needs a total across all sources. So that's between weapon, her own little bit. I think she gets a little ailment accuracy right here. Yeah, right there. A little bit of ailment accuracy right there. And on top of the fact that, so let's look at Tomoko. This hasn't changed. I think it's still 50%. Actually, yeah, it's like max strength. I think it's like 54%. So that right there gives a lot. But they could make it extreme amount, but also turbocharger. And I like that idea. Another character I'm actually extremely excited for, and the whole reason why I'm doing this video realistically, is due to, where is she? 5-star Mont. If you guys don't know, 5-star Mont was kind of the biggest bait character there was in the game for power-wise. Because she was as powerful as Makoto Nijima and Messa. So she was as powerful as a unit that came out almost probably what, 9 months before? Just about? Probably 8 months before. And immediately got power crept by Kasumi. I'm excited to see what they do with Kasumi, but I'm also extremely excited to see, like I said, it's the whole idea of reworking characters. Because they can absolutely rework Mont to actually become a really good unit and kind of stand out as compared to her counterparts. They could make it so that Messa stands out and is a lot better than their counterparts. And I like that. And it kind of makes pull planning a little harder. I should say, in the main perspective, if you care about, Guild Boss and SOS. Because now, whenever they make changes, it could actually, redo things. Because, like I said, I know some people will say, "Oh, well, Summer Tomoko is still not a pull, or her weapon's still not a pull." But like, I like the idea of the fact that I think it's a 17% increased damage taken because it stacks up twice, plus 12% defense decrease, and then if you also get A1, that's just a 45% defense decrease. So just between A1 and her weapon, that right there is 57% defense decrease. That's a lot of defense decrease. And then you also include 17% damage percent taken, and then additional increased damage done by an ally by 30%. And with all these other little bit of attack increases, it's massive. Another thing why I'm when we talk about this future is it now makes so that element accuracy is not a straight dead. Is not straight dead on certain characters. Because if you're running Seaside Tomoko with them, at least you're able to convert a little bit of the ailment accuracy into attack. I like that. Again, it doesn't make it super worthwhile. But when you're running with Seaside Tomoko, it's not a straight dead stat, unlike characters such as, Kasumi and even my Summer Closer. It doesn't make a straight dead stat. But now it makes it so that at least the 25% of it gets converted up to a certain amount. I like that idea. And when you include the fact that she already gives, if I click on my TW, she already gives, like I said, 50%. So 50, I think it was like 54%. So that 54% is realistically like 18% attack. So this gives 9.6% attack, but really plus an additional amount right here. So this can give like 30% attack just from there, just from this skill with the little change. I like that. I like these little changes they're doing because it now makes the characters a little more worthwhile, and it makes some characters a little more wild card. And I'm excited about that. I'm sure some of you guys don't care, but these are little changes that I like in this game, and it makes it feel a little more fresh compared to if you're playing on TW, KR, or China. I really, really like this. But I'm going to end the video there. Let me know down below what you guys think of everything that's going on in the game. Let me know if you like it, you like the changes, you don't like the changes. And I will be back once again. And I hope you guys have a good day. Good night. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye for now.